All praises be to Yahweh. See, the strength of God comes with faith. Y'all understand? We're going to have harsh times, hard times. Stay grounded. For many years, I've been through all kind of stuff. And there's just no other way for me, you know? There's no other way for me. I went to prison several times. I'm going to tell y'all a couple prison stories. Every time I went, it was for stupid stuff, you know? I went to jail, rather. One time I was locked up, and they had us all in, it was a county called Pine Lawn here in St. Louis. And that was back in the 90s. They had it was dirt floors in the police station. The bars was like from the cowboy days. It was terrible. It was one bench and shaped like a seven. And you could sit on that bench, and when they come to sleep, and there's one person on that one person on that one person under that side, one person under that side, and two, maybe three people laid just across the floor. That's how we did it. They did us like dirt, didn't they, y'all? Laying in dirt. But one time I got locked up for some tickets and stuff, right? And this was in the 90s. In the 90s. I was young. I had just got my first car. It was a 74 Cutlass, two-door, T-top, with some rally rims on it. No, it was the 90s, so we was kicking it. I was locked up in jail, and it was like a Friday, man. We all was there for the weekend, and it was packed. But we was talking, me and the brothers, and we was talking about, you know, how black people get done. We was talking about the Bible. We talked about everything. Our tickets, you know, just sitting there talking for hours, you know. They brought us our little dinner and stuff, which was some little burgers from, I think, McDonald's or something. And I fell asleep. We all fell asleep. I laid on the floor, flat in the dirt. And I woke up, and everybody in the cell was cringing up in the corner, staring at me. And I said, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? What's going on? And they was like terrified, like grown men, y'all. Up on the bench, some of them was just legs up and everything, cowered in the corner, like looking at me. So I, you know, like I said, I asked them, you know, what's going on? And the one dude spoke. He said, man, while you was asleep, I raised up in my sleep with my head facing the sky, the ceiling rather. And he said I had a whole conversation with God. And they heard the conversation. I never forgot that. And that's when I knew God was still with me. I was young. I was probably about 21. Remember, I went to the future when I was 14. Another time I went to jail, because, you know, they used to stay locking me up. I remember when I was like 16, 17, 18, I went to jail at least once a week or every 2 weeks. Because these racist cops out there we stayed in Cool Valley. That's in St. Louis County. It's like this one cop just like picked on me. He would drive up and follow me and do all kind of little weird stuff to me, y'all. And looking back, I was a kid. Like, my father wasn't in the picture, you know, like many of us. But I had uncles. I had my stepfather who didn't like me, and he was never home because he owned a mechanic shop, so he was there all day until like nighttime every day. And just for no reason, he just didn't, you know. But one time I got locked up, and my cellmate had left, right? So I was in the cell by myself because it was a 2-man cell. So I'm laying there sleeping and stuff. I think I had fasted the day before that or something like that. And I felt somebody playing with my penis. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is for grown people. I ain't trying to be weird or nothing, y'all. You know, I'm asleep. So that's what woke me up. I felt somebody touching on me, right? So I kind of cracked. I woke up and I didn't just like stand up and nothing. I just kind of like still laid there and just kind of cracked my eyes. Like just kind of squinting my eyes. And y'all, I seen a head under the cover, raised the cover up, and peeking up, looking up at me. Yes, the thing was, whatever it was trying to perform you know what on me, right? And I instantly called down the Lord, of course, and it disappeared, ran off. That was what you call a succubus spirit. Let's see. Throughout my life, it's been constant spiritual stuff. I wouldn't even say constant spiritual. Well, it was constant spiritual warfare because at one time in my early 20s, the demons tried to get me. They tried to win me over with music and stuff, because, I had 2 record deals, one with Universal and one with Priority that didn't go through because of certain circumstances. And one, I ran off and went to the mountains in Oregon. I just ran away from society. I stayed up there for 12 years, y'all. And I came back now about 2 years ago. But back in the day, my little jail sentences. Well, I told y'all about the time I was locked up, I think. And I got caught with a gun, unregistered. This was like 96, maybe. I was probably about 20 something, right? Back then, I was trying to live as if I didn't go to the future. God didn't deal with me. Nothing happened. I didn't want to remember it. I didn't want to think about it because wasn't no internet back then. My whole family knew this stuff was true, but everybody acted funny. And when I talked about it, and, they try to belittle a person and stuff. Not today, though. But, I ran from it. I was running from that for years, y'all. For years. See, I keep it real on here. I keep it real on here with y'all. Right? So the courts said they were going to send me to the Salvation Army to do my little time in there instead of sending me to the penitentiary. Right? Because I had never been to the penitentiary and they didn't want to send me. So I had to do 6 months in the Salvation Army. When I was there, I started, going back towards the Most High. I never left him. He never left me, but I was just I was in denial about stuff, for a while, for a couple of years, y'all. But praise the Lord. But I came up from the gym one night. They had a gym in the basement. Now, I always work out. I always do push-ups. I've been working out since I went to the future. Because remember, at 14, I went to the future and I popped up in the Civil War in America. And it was war, nuclear war, asteroids falling from the sky catching on fire, darkness, earthquakes, continents shifting and crashing into each other. It was crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So ever since that happened to me, I was into like martial arts, training, working out. I thought I was a ninja. And I still do it today. I still work out. I still take care of myself. Always have, just because that happened to me, right? Well, I'm in the Salvation Army. I go up to my dorm. Everybody else out smoking because you have to go outside and smoke cigarettes. Or not back from work, home from work or whatever. Stuff like that. Because it was other men there, Some people didn't live there. They just came there for the drug program and stuff like that. And came to like the classes and stuff, right? So one day I came in, I sat on my bed and I just turned to grab my clock. I grabbed my clock and I was going to set my clock for in the morning for when, so I can get up. I think I had to get up at 6. So I was going to set it for like 5 or something like that. Something like that, right? So I set my clock, I turned around and instantly, y'all, this pink pig looking creature that's probably about 2.5, 3 feet tall, literally popped up in front of me. And he had short, scraggly hair, like about 2 inches, like an inch long, just scraggly and just crazy looking. And he had 2 little bitty horns in that hair on both sides of his head. And his face was like of an old man, but real broad jaws and wide face and wrinkly face and mean looking, like he hated me. His hands was like little fat claws and his body was like a little pink pig. This thing jumped right in front of me and jumped on me. I threw it off me 3 times. And my partner Jimmy walked in the room and disappeared. When I first came back to St. Louis, the Lord sent me back here on a mission. It's time to do this, y'all. 2 years ago, I came here in a giant monster that was tall as a tree, built up like an elephant with long, stilt legs, black, chased me down the street. And I called down the Spirit of God. Praise the Lord.